If you guys seen a number of my lessons, you know I love to explain things in extremes because they just make things blatantly obvious. Well, in today's lesson, we're going over a upswing or uppercut fix to the swing. Now, first and real quick, I just want to show you why we're doing this. So this is so applicable. I've done this with pro players. I've done this with players just starting out. No matter what the level is, some hitters like to perceive lifting the ball. They think if they swing up, they're going to lift the ball, they're going to hit home runs, whatever it might feel like, whatever it might feel like to them. This fixes that immediately, and it begins to get the player zeroed out with their swing plane. So what the big over exaggeration is if we were to swing straight up or straight down, which one could we swing faster? So what I want you to do is I want you to grab a bat, or just imagine that you have a bat, stand up, and I want you to try to swing that bat up as fast as you can. And then I also want you to go up to the top, and I want you to swing it down as fast as you can. Well, obviously, we're going to be able to swing much faster in a downward fashion. Now, I'm not saying we're hitting down on the ball, but what I am saying is we're not going to try to on purpose lift up to the ball. If you know the Pro Speed hitting system, we know that we want the hand path to go direct to the ball, so the hand path is going to be direct to the ball. In slow motion, we'll see a downward path, but we know when we add speed, the bat's going to go back and down. So it's actually going to look like this on camera, but it's going to feel like this to us. So what this drill is going to do, it's going to immediately start fixing the up swoop or the uppercut swing and start giving you audible and visible feedback on how to fix this with 2 T's. This is a very, very old drill. I've used this almost my entire teaching career because it's so powerful. You simply set up the T's in such a way, hit both T's, and you know you're not uppercutting. It's literally that simple. So what you're going to do is you set up your first tee for a down the middle pitch. Then you're going to set up the second tee to where you would have, let's just say if you had 2 balls, you're going to make sure there's about half of this ball below, or there's going to be about a half a ball lower than the tee in front of you. So if you were to put a ball on this tee, it's half a ball lower, and that's it. So we're not going to have a ball on the first tee. We're just going to have a ball here and then a tee in front. And all we're going to have to do is hit the ball and then the tee in front of us. Now, ideally, we're doing this from the load stride position. So as you know from the load stride checkpoints, we want to keep the hands below the shoulder in the load. We don't want the hands to come up. A lot of players will try to cheat this, come up and try to chop way down. We want to do this from the right loaded position. Big key checkpoint there. So from here, I'm literally just going to hit the ball and worry about hitting the ball and the tee in front of me. Now, it's very good to use a camera on this and do this with dry swings as well. The reason we want to use a camera is I have seen players hit the ball into this tee, but not actually hit the tee with the bat. Very, very important. And they'll think they hit this tee because you see this tee move. So don't get fooled. Make sure you're doing some dry swings as well where you're hitting both tees. And the whole idea for this is to over-exaggerate a little bit so that we can get rid of the uppercut swing. Let me show you what that looks like from the down the line view. I got the taller tee where the ball, I make sure that ball is halfway up. And we are going to just hit the ball and then the tee in front of me. And again, from the load stride position, we're not going to cheat with the hands up. So right there, we can see I hit the first tee, then the second tee, and then I can also take my dry swings, making sure that I'm hitting both tees. So I highly recommend starting off with this a little bit slower at first and then building up. You'll see once you do a couple slow swings, you'll be able to start to do some faster swings pretty quickly because your swing, your body is going to want to swing faster. It's going to want to swing more efficiently, so it's going to get used to this pretty darn quickly. So once you get a good feel for the 2 tee drill, what I want you to do is take the second tee away, and I want you to make some more swings where you imagine that second tee is there. So I'm going to imagine that tee is just below that ball. And as you can see from the slow motion playback, I'm not chopping down on this ball, even though I might feel like I am. The bat's taking over and the plane is going through very, very nicely. So let's do one more here from the down the line view. And again, I'm just getting that sensation that I'm hitting both tees so that I know that I'm releasing the bat down and through this ball. And I'm getting rid of that slow uppercut swing. Now, one great bonus to this drill is going to have you releasing the bat so much better because not only are you going to have a little bit better path, you're going to stay through the ball longer. And one of the big things is making sure we're releasing the bat properly. Now, however, if we are not transitioning in this drill properly, meaning getting into the proper bat lag position so that we can release down and through, then we're going to be fighting against ourselves. A lot of players will get the bat steep and try to chop down while still keeping the hands below the shoulder. So we need to make sure that the hands stay below the shoulder and we are getting into that nice transition position. Well, I've got a great bonus for you that's going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to play a preview at the end of this video of one of our all access lessons, and that's going to show you exactly how to get into the proper bat lag position so that you can work on drills like this from the right angle. It's so vitally important to make sure we're throwing the bat from the proper position. If we're not, then we're fighting against ourselves, we're fighting against our improvement. So you can check out that entire lesson absolutely free by clicking on the icon that pops up during the video or the link in the description below. And we'll see you here in that bat lag lesson. If you want to hit great, you have to get into the proper bat lag position. Why is the reason we want this is because it allows us to maximize our bat speed. So our bat cannot get to its highest speed until it gets 90 degrees to our spine. So if my spine is straight up and down, when this bat gets 90 degrees to my spine, that's when it can reach its maximum velocity. Everything in motion is going to seek 90 degrees to its axis when it maximizes its speed. Well, we need to somewhere in this area soon enough, we can now get into the proper bat lag position to release the bat. Improper bat lag position would be above the most common mistake, where the bat gets up too high, then it tries to get into the position, and by that time it's just too late. So how do we train this position? Well, I've got a beautiful drill that's going to show you exactly how to start getting into this transition position, and it's going to be just as simple as understanding the extension of the bat.